going to shake things up from the standard. Let's see.
Here we go. Sicilian. I think he kind of
It has to be. Yep. Note that Magnus is going for his same opening that he's been playing. He usually plays with A4 and with C3. He's been playing this throughout the competition. Clearly it's something that he has, let's just say prepared loosely for this event. He's comfortable with it, he knows the plans, and he's been using it to great effect.
And we have a Sicilian where there will be some fireworks. You have to play combative, gotta look for your chances, gotta play quickly here. Right opening choice for Fabiano. He can't be making just trades. You have to create something somewhere, knowing he has to fight. Knight A5, looking for an imbalance, taking the bishop.
Yep, that's obviously not going to be handed over by Magnus, who's going to save the bishop with bishop to A2. Meanwhile, the plans I think that he's been demonstrating are rook E1 and C3 rather than the more traditional knight to C3, and that's evidenced by the move knight D2. So you can see where the pieces are trying to go for Magnus.
Rook E1 is on the board now. Very easy play, I think, for white. Very positional, something that Magnus likes to do. Even bishop on A2 could reroute via B1, H7 diagonal at some point. Knight F1, though, like a very Italian game, like, or even Roy Lopez sometimes.
Exactly, I'm waiting for the move C3. We're seeing this knight reposition. Finally, we do see C3 and D5 in the center. Magnus has been playing these positions with E5, the blue arrow, indicating that is absolutely the correct decision. Fabi can at least be satisfied he's getting a fight, but what he won't be satisfied with is probably the fight that he's getting, because I do think that Magnus holds a very nice edge.
Yeah, yes, the pieces look great. The dark square bishop needs something to do probably later. There's D4. Nice, making that bishop on A2, highlighting the fact that it is quite bad. Wow.
Yeah, first of all, this is a sacrifice, right?
That's what Paul is saying.
This is Fabiano mixing it up. Full pawn sacrifice, knight C5 for black afterwards with D3 as a target. So you can see the idea if the pawn gets captured. Also, if C4 to try to shut things down, well, you hand over the B4 square, and you also make your bishop on A2 a very poor piece.
Yeah, D4. We're moving in. The question is, okay, well, if we don't take, then what do we do? If we take bishop D2, he goes with H4. Was not expecting that one at all. On the other side of the board. Okay, knight C6.
Yeah, H4 is intriguing, inviting. Bishop takes H4. He sort of says, you want to sacrifice a pawn for, active pieces in an initiative? I'll do the same thing with pawn to H4, and we can see the idea, probably what would have been against the capture, rook E4, the rook posturing to reposition to the G4 square, along with knight H5 and bishop H6. I think the rook is headed to G4, James, and with that H-pawn there, and the pieces joining, Magnus is actually on the attack when he only needs
F5 and F4, trying to highlight the E8 square being very loose depending on what he does with his rook.
Here we go. Bishop c8 played, but it's pure desperation here for Fabiano. He knows the position's not good. He knows he cannot change this evaluation against a player like Magnus Carlsen without a mistake, without a blunder. Magnus is going to have to make a critical error. And after bishop takes f5, what about pawn takes on e5? I guess we see bishop d3 to hold the position together, although there's queen f3 there and everything's hanging.
Everything hanging. Seconds left. He takes. F3.
The body language confirms that both players are on the same page, that this looks completely over, and it's now only desperation. Magnus up a piece, completely winning here.
How do we finish? Yeah, that is fine. So I'll just take the pawn. He can just resign here.
Yeah, this is over.
Fabiano looking around. Plays a few moves. Rook f7. I mean, what a game.
Given that the finals is on the line, I guess you continue to play, but of course Fabiano knows this is beyond hopeless, and Magnus has this one locked up. Fabi under 10 seconds and down a piece will be losing this game, and Magnus in emphatic fashion will move on to the finals.
And there it is.
There you have it, Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen. He's on to face Abdussatorov in the finals, James.
Magnus and Norderbeck, guys. Chat was calling it. It was like Norderbeck, Magnus, Norderbeck in the finals. And it is correct.